Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the darkness that lasts eternally. Let's go ahead and take a look at this thing.
My liege, the future is yours. The light in the age of darkness has been extinguished. The pillar of flesh has been constructed. The master of chaos, the keeper of the ancients, is long dead. The planets will be in alignment soon. All is prepared for your arrival. I will begin the final incantation that will bring you into our world within days. The next millennium will truly usher in a new age. Your guardians, now prepare the gate!
So while we're playing catch-up, that guy's working on bringing in the apocalypse. Fantastic.
I will not argue that I was shocked by the sudden mention of one of my ancestors, the distinguished Dr. Maximilian Roivas. It chilled me to my bones. Where had this ancient book come from? How had my ancestor stumbled upon it? I feverishly began to read more, eager to learn his story. It seems that Maximilian had inherited his father's mansion, just as I had. Alone since the death of his wife, and since his children had their own adult lives, he explored the house to discover his family roots.
It has been 2 weeks since the death of my father, and it has finally come to me to look over the mansion. Now, I am truly alone, and forced to start a new life here in Rhode Island. I intend to make the mansion mine, and live in it as my forefathers have, to continue the family tradition. The mansion has its secrets, I'm sure, and in my time here, I have to make them mine.
Well, sometimes secrets are best left kept that way. I was just showing off this room a little bit. As you can see, we are in the mansion, but back in the 1700s, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that. We are using flintlock pistols, so probably. I'm not actually sure when the flintlocks were used. So we will be picking up as much ammo as we can for that, and probably using either all of it or most of it. I'll pick that up in a second. Actually, that's definitely all or most of it that we'll be using. I am very tired. It's pretty early in the morning right now. I'm really hoping to get this LP done so that I can start uploading it in October. Although, to be fair, I've never really been the do a Halloween game on October type of channel. I'm sure it's happened. A couple of the October games I know I've done have been God of War 3 and Rise of the Tomb Raider. Pause these if you want to read them. I really do need to go back and read those. I intended to read them so that I could summarize them while I was showing them off, but that didn't happen. So the first part of this chapter isn't too bad. All we're doing is walking around and picking up stuff. which is pretty decent design for this level. Since they give you a gun, they need to give you time to pick up ammo for it so that you can actually use it, and trust me, you'll want as much ammo as you can get. Try to save as much of it for the boss of this chapter as you can, although you will have to use some of it on other enemies. And that's fine. It's not so crucial that you don't use ammo on anything else. You just don't want to go crazy with it because you will need it for the boss. And our boy Roivas is voiced by the actor who voiced Raziel in the Legacy of Kain series. Raziel being the character that my channel picture is of right now. That could change at some point, I don't really know. Been that way for my whole channel though, so it probably won't. Unless I do some combo of Raziel and Jill from Resident Evil. And we are going to get a spell I've been really waiting to pick up later on. And my controller starts to really irritate me during this chapter. I think it's getting worse. I really need this controller to hold out for the rest of this LP. So since we went with the green god and this thing explains it, we need to move the statue in front of the red god. Green is weak to red, which is something that's going to be very important to know throughout this chapter. Probably the rest of the game, but definitely this chapter. We got a secret passage, and we didn't even have to burn some wood and then use a crowbar to bash out the wall. How about that? Hopefully there's no angry Russian guy waiting for us when we go back through there. And there's a sword, which is nice. Why we didn't just start with that, I have no idea, but that's cool. We haven't had to deal with any enemies yet. That's right, folks. We get to dual wield our flintlocks, which is very important. Yes, pick that up. These guns only hold one bullet per gun. Well, looks like we got some house guests. And it looks like we're going to have to go and dispatch of those house guests. But first, we're going to read this. Because intense music, revealing of monsters, that's the perfect time to stop and read. I could have put in a recording of Ty reading this from his LP. He did tell me it was alright to do that, but I don't really feel like it because it's extra editing. I would have done it for Code Veronica, but not this game. Not this game. Well, we got another bone thief on our hands. How dare you possess one of my servants! That one was a lot easier to deal with.
Oh, fantastic.
That's another thing with this character. You can press the button to finish them off, and he'll do an autopsy. I forgot to show the files that we get on these things, so hopefully... Oh my god, that again, really? I don't even have any more jokes to make about that. It's just kind of old at this point. I guess that's the way of the game telling you where you need to go, but still. So I enchanted the guns. I don't know if this thing is weak to green or not. Probably not. But I thought just in case, it gives me a little bit of extra oomph in these weapons. Why not? Well, that seemed to work. Sweet. And we get a new spell, which we will be using in a bit. And unfortunately, this place is now infested with monsters.
Fabulous.
It would be a waste of a bullet, but he does have a finisher using the flintlocks. I really should have looked at showing that off. Yeah, you might have heard that sound. All our servants have been replaced by bone thieves. I'm not having nearly the problem I was having with them early on. In particular, those two that I had to deal with in that gauntlet last video. Apparently, this weapon that we have is really good against them. Which is good because they're kind of dicks. You didn't get me, game. I neither jumped nor defecated myself. And in the process, took down another bone thief. I don't know if those others were just tougher, or I'm just getting used to fighting them, or I have better weapons to deal with them. We're in insanity mode. That's not good. This happens no matter what sanity level you're at. And again, I don't know if this will help me out, but I figured just in case. Chances are I probably should have used the blue. I was trying to explain that last video, and I don't think I did it very well. So we are about to get the red. There are 3 different gods, green, blue, and red, and we get magic for each one. This fight is not going to go well either. It takes forever to reload these damn things. I don't know if you can reload in menu. I don't think you can. But I could be wrong on that. So this fight is just gonna not go well. So you have the 3 gods, green, blue, and red. I know green is weak to red. That's the one I really cared about. I think red is weak to blue, and I think blue is weak to green. I think that's how it works. But I'm not really sure because I never focused on the other ones as much since I'm not playing those gods. Dude, just go down! Oh, my kingdom for a gun that actually holds more than 1 bullet at a time. And the worst part is I'll hit the reload button and he won't necessarily reload both guns. I don't know if you have to hit it twice or if you have to wait forever for him to actually reload both guns. And if you move, it's kind of like the magic, he just won't do it. Fortunately, we now have the red option. So I was intending to use the recover spell with red, which would refill your health, but I used this instead, which isn't a bad thing. That recovers some sanity. That is definitely important too, although I do like showing off insanity moments. Get used to hearing that because I'm going to be using that one a lot. There's not really a point to the recover magic spell. I tried using it a couple of times and it didn't speed anything up. It seemed to just recover the magic that it took to use the spell. Come on, dude. I really wish he would automatically reload these things. It's kind of a quality of life thing that I would appreciate. So since we are on the green god, from now on I'm going to be enchanting my weapons with the red. I was trying to do an autopsy on this thing, but I guess I just blew the fuck out of him. I'm pretty sure that guy is possessed by a bone thief, but it never showed up, so I don't know if I got it or what. I'm pretty sure I didn't. Though I did enchant the gun, so maybe that did something. So we have another one of those trapper enemies in here. I don't know if you need to come in here and fight these things. I'm just doing it. I wanted to get the autopsies if I could. Oh, well. Well, it's been a fun LP.
This can't be happening!
Oh, game.
Oh, that's extraordinary.
You're so silly. Hopefully our girl Alex still has these documents and I can come back and read them later. I forgot to do that. You can already tell I'm going to be using this a lot. As you can hear, this weapon makes a fun little sound while enchanted. Just die. At this point, I'm trying to finish the thing off and he's just not doing it. I don't know if I was hitting the wrong button or what. I shouldn't have been. Well, shit. We've gone into insanity mode. I don't know where the hell we are now. I wonder if this is actually an area leading up to where we have to deal with that guy that's raising these monsters. Or gods. Probably both, actually. I do need to decide if I want to keep showing all the uses of these spells.
This can't be happening!
You know, that's getting kind of old too already. Oh, we're in insanity mode. More crying. I really do not do well with crying. It's just not something I handle. In that case, I did cut the use of spells. It took me a couple to refill sanity to an acceptable level. So we used the red version of the reveal spell, and that reveals a door. And check this out, and we get a key. Huzzah! Unfortunately, we can't automatically use the key like in Resident Evil, but hey. Little quality of life improvements that already existed at this point in gaming. Not really that important, are they? Oh god. No! Run away! Oh, game.
This can't be happening!
You're so goofy. I saw a review for this game, and the guy's kind of accurate. He said that after a while the insanity moments are just goofy more than anything else. I think they're meant to freak you out, but they're just funny. Especially since I can't imagine anybody has the type of TV that you would need to have in order to get these insanity effects, like the volume changing or anything like that. So as you can see, now I have no problems with the Bone Thieves. Those first couple gave me a lot of problems, though. Of course, part of that was I was dealing with them with a lot of other enemies around. Right. Wait, so we picked up an item early on in this chapter that now we can use. It wouldn't be a survival horror game without some form of prank, would it? I might have explained this, I might not have, I don't remember.
This can't be happening!
So now let's go ahead and do away with this thing. Huzzah. And we get another spell. I have no idea which one this is. I will have to take a look at that. I hope this is the same monster that we just fought in the previous room. Because I did not get him to do an autopsy on that one. You can walk out to that little balcony and look over it. There's not much important to see there. And we are heading towards the boss of this chapter. So I'm kind of walking a little bit carefully because I don't want to accidentally walk into it. Off screen, I'm going to use a bunch of magic. Here I'm just enchanting the guns, which is what we're going to use for it. But I went ahead and used all the magic to refill my health and sanity. This boss will also change depending on which god you pick. And it took me a couple of tries to really get this thing down. It'll reanimate a zombie every now and again, so you'll have something else to deal with, which is going to be an annoyance for me. You want to enchant your guns. Damn you! Just let me kill you! The reload kind of gets annoying in this section. And the enchantment seems to go away quickly, I'm not sure, so I just enchant the thing all the time, just to be safe. And of course that happens. Thank you, game. And you shoot it enough times, it will vanish. You'll see that in a minute. I wanted to re-enchant my guns, but that zombie was getting way too close. And you don't want to have to refill health here if you can help it, because the thing will hit you with magic while you're doing it, and so it won't really make any difference. So now I'm just trying to figure out where the hell it disappeared to. There it is. Die, motherfucker. That's right. You went down like a bitch.
The accursed beast was dead, but not without its toll on me. That was but one, and there was an entire city of them. I could not hope to fight them all alone. I knew I had to get help. I knew there was a way. I just had to find it.
I tried to tell them, but they wouldn't listen to me. Damn their eyes! They didn't believe me. Strange creatures,
foes. The darkness. Instead, they jeered and threw me into this forsaken place. A place of empty souls and fevered thoughts, reeking of fetor and decay. Thinking me mad with delirium. The fools cast away their hopes of salvation, but locking me in this damned asylum. May the rats eat your eyes! I am now lost to your cause! The darkness comes! It will damn us all!
Oof, that's pretty savage. So one of our insanity moments actually predicted that. That's a pretty memorable ending to one of the characters. I remember watching Ty's playthrough. I remember that one distinctly. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all next time with more Eternal Darkness.